Artaxerxes, one of the most obscure and short-lived rulers of the Achaemenid dynasty, was a son of King Artaxerxes I, reigned 465–424 BCE. His mother was a Babylonian woman named Alagine, who was not counted among the principal queens of the Persian court. Because of this family background, Sogdianus's position was weaker and more contested than that of many of his half-brothers. The Achaemenid court in the 5th century BCE was rife with internal rivalries. Kings, especially after Xerxes I, usually had several wives and concubines, which meant that after their death, many different sons would rise with competing claims to the throne. When Artaxerxes I died in 424 BCE, after more than 40 years of rule, the vast Persian Empire, stretching from the Indus River in the east to Egypt and parts of Greece in the west, entered a serious succession crisis. 3 sons of Artaxerxes came forward as claimants. Xerxes II, the only legitimate son of Queen Damaspia; Sogdianus, son of Artaxerxes and the Babylonian woman Alagine; Darius II Achis, later called Nothus, son of Artaxerxes and a woman named Cosmartidine of Ispadana. According to Ctesias, the Greek physician and historian who served at the Persian court, the first heir to succeed was Xerxes II, the most legitimate candidate. He reigned for only 45 days after his father's death, but his reign ended abruptly. Sogdianus, with the support of certain courtiers, especially a satrap named Pharnaces, plotted against him. One night, Xerxes II was murdered in his bedchamber by agents of Sogdianus. Thus, Sogdianus removed his first rival through treachery and bloodshed, and seized the throne of the Achaemenid Empire. In 424 BCE, Sogdianus was officially crowned king. Some sources even called him King of Babylon, since his mother was Babylonian and his strongest base of support lay there. Yet his reign was nothing more than a castle built on sand. He ruled for about 6 months, and during this brief period, he neither consolidated his authority nor won the trust of Persian nobles and satraps. On the contrary, many considered his kingship illegitimate, since he was not born of a queen. His conduct during those 6 months also increased the hostility against him. Ctesias and Diodorus Siculus describe him as a cruel, greedy, and suspicious monarch who harshly punished opponents and even turned on close allies. To secure loyalty, he lavished money and drained the royal treasury, essentially buying support. But this policy was unsustainable. The treasury was limited, and Persian aristocrats valued legitimacy and stability more than bribery. Meanwhile, his half-brother Darius II Achis, later Nothus, with the crucial backing of his politically astute wife Parasates, began to gather wide support from both court officials and the army. Parasates would later become one of the most influential queens in Persian history. And already at this point, she realized that as long as Sogdianus lived, there could be no secure future for her husband. According to Ctesias, Darius pretended that he wanted reconciliation with his brother. He invited Sogdianus to a banquet. Believing himself secure, Sogdianus accepted. In the midst of the feast, when music and wine filled the hall, Darius's men seized him. The accounts of his death vary. Some sources say he was thrown into a pit of ashes and suffocated, a horrifying method mentioned by Greek historians, while others state that he was quietly strangled. In any case, the end of Sogdianus was sudden and violent. Character and rule. Greek sources, especially Ctesias and Diodorus, portray Darius II as a weak, dependent, and indecisive monarch, more a prisoner of palace intrigues than a ruler of an empire. He spent much of his reign within the harem, while powerful figures around him shaped policy. Yet this negative image may not be the full truth. Babylonian economic records show that the imperial administrative and financial system continued to function effectively during his reign. Still, unlike his predecessors, he left behind no monumental inscriptions or grand constructions, which deprived him of the enduring visibility that kings like Darius I enjoyed. Final years in succession. In his later years, Darius II fell ill. He died in 404 BCE after about 19 years on the throne. His death opened a dangerous chapter in Achaemenid history. He left 2 notable sons, Artaxerxes II, his elder son, and Cyrus the Younger, the favorite of Parasates. Their rivalry culminated in the famous Battle of Cunaxa, 401 BCE, where Cyrus attempted to seize the throne but was killed, leaving Artaxerxes II as the legitimate king. Legek, Darius II left behind no monumental achievements. His reign witnessed the permanent loss of Egypt, the growing independence of satraps, and the rise of palace intrigues dominated by Parasates. Yet his covert political maneuvers, particularly in supporting Sparta, helped reshape Greek history and ensured Persia remained a key player in Mediterranean affairs. He is remembered as neither a builder nor a conqueror, but as a shadow king whose reign served as a bridge between the glory of his ancestors and the turbulence of his successors.